So, funny enough, this was a requested machine yesterday that we had online. So, this is in for a full service. So, I'm just going to walk you through what we're going to do. The first part, always, is get the fuel out so we can see the condition of it. Well, there's not a lot in there. And it looks okay. Smells okay. There's just not a lot of it. So, what I'll do now is going to clean the fuel cap out, clean the fuel tank, stick a new fuel filter in it, and then I'm going to strip the carburetor down. So air box off, air filter out, carb off, strip the carb down. I'm going to put the carburetor in the sonic cleaner, and whilst that's in there, fit a new plug, adjust the valve clearance. I'll split the power unit itself from the drive shaft, so I can take the drive shaft out, lubricate that. We'll take the fan housing off so I can just check the bearing, feel if it's notchy or dry or knackered, and if it is, then we can replace that. Clutch as well, we'll take the clutch off. I'll show you that when it happens, but the clutch basically is two shoes and they've got little pivot points on each side. Quite often they get a bit dry or they can go rusty and stick, so it's a good thing to just take them apart, clean all the debris off, and put them back together with a bit of lubricant. So I'll show you that in a minute. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to check the valve clearance. So you've got little valves under here, which, oh, that's stuck on there. Needs a bit of encouragement. There we go. Right, so we'll just get the machine so the valves are open, which is there. Basically, you get these little gauges that STIHL sell, and you just want it to be a snug fit. So for me, I can't even get that in there. So I would say that he's too tight on the exhaust valve. You got to do these when the engine's cold. So if it's been running, you have to leave it for 24 hours. Right, I'm happy that that is a nice snug fit. And again, inlet valve, so tight, can't get it in. Still too tight. Cool, that was very tight. There we go. Just snug it down a smidge. Smidge more. There you go. So, a small amount of resistance. That is how you do the valve clearance on these. You can put a new gasket on. I find it a bit pointless because there's nothing wrong with this gasket. Now, these do need to be sealed for the engine to run right, because the diaphragm on the carbs run on crankcase pressure. So this must be a good seal. I can't see any brakes in it, so I'm not going to replace it because it just doesn't need it. Why waste money when you don't need to? Some people might do it for for good practice, but I really don't need to. I've got some bits to clean here, consumables that are going to get replaced, carburetor to strip. So I'm going to strip this down, put it in the sonic, and whilst this is sonic cleaning, I'm going to be checking the rope, clutch, flywheel bearing, or the fan housing bearing rather, and do the drive shaft, and that's it. Right, this carburetor is going to go back in the sonic because I put it in before Demi was ready to film. So carburetor in the sonic cleaner is away. Now the sonic clean is done. Probably finished about 10 minutes ago, to be honest, but I was doing other bits. Right, we're going to give this a clean out, refit everything, put it back together, and then test it. So whilst the carburetor is in the sonic cleaner, just change some of the consumables like the fuel filter. Old one, new one. That's it, just getting on there. And again, just so it doesn't get tangled, just a quick squirt with the airline just basically pushes the fuel filter oil on it. Let's clean the fuel cap. Seal's all good. I'm going to put him back in. Really, we shouldn't need to take this off again now until the fuel goes in. So, new spark plug. It's a CMR6H for those of you that are wanting to know what plug it is or anything like that. Just crush the little quash washer on the spark plug, and then it's basically just a nip. I normally hold it right above the socket so I don't over tighten it, because that's a lot of leverage. It'd be very easy to strip that out. Plug cap on. Next, what we're going to do, plug cap back off then. Just remove these wires, get that out of the way, throttle cable out. So now I can undo this, which is your fan housing. That's going to basically separate that from that. And I can take this fan housing off. So we can now remove the drive shaft from this in a minute. The bearing is absolutely fine in that. Spins no problem, it's not even grinding, that's perfect. So we'll give it a little clean out. This is the clutch that I was on about. So what you do on these, your little T27s or Torx 27s, whiz these out. In fact, I'll just show you because it's got to be done. So the way these work, you've got your spring in the centre. So obviously as this spins, the pads flare out. And if I take this off, it can sometimes get a little bit stuck, but this is why we do it, because we want it to last the season. So this has got a bit of corrosion on it, yeah. So these pins basically are meant to, there you go, to come out. So they go in here, and that's obviously what the pads spin on. So I'm going to clean these up with some emery cloth and put a bit of copper slip on them, and then put it back together, and that is the clutch serviced. So this is the way that I usually clean these out. Put them on fast mode. Not an arduous job, just basically any debris that's in there, we're just making sure it's out. So now that I've done that, I'll put a bit of copper slip on. And put it all back together so those washers are all in the right spot. It's literally just a small amount around. There you go, that's done, ready to go back together. Just clean this little bit of debris out of here. It's not horrendous, but if it's open and apart, I may as well. Drum's all clean. Right, so him going back together, just got to line it up, because you've got these little locating tabs. Just got to make sure that all three line up. There you go. And then I'll just get the bottom bolt in, because the top two are held in with that orange cover. So if the bottom one's in, it just keeps it all together for me. There we go, that's the clutch done. And now we're just going to take the drive shaft out to give him some lubrication. It's not terrible, to be honest, but what I do, got a little pot of grease and a little brush. Just getting that to the end, just brush on some grease. Just making sure he's got a good coating all round, all the way up. It's a bit greasy, I can't hold on to it. There we go. Just locate that. There we go. Just push it in. Turn it so that that little locating tab is in place. Then the little coupling goes back on. That's on there. Little nip. And that's done. I'm going to take off this cover, give the throttle cable a little bit of lubrication, and just clean out any debris that's within this throttle housing. I usually just undo these two T27s, spin the cover facing upright, because then it just holds it all in place for me, makes life a little bit easier. And get the cover off, just bear with me 5 seconds. I mean, this machine's been pretty good, so I don't think it's going to be too bad in here. Yeah, I mean, look, it's pretty clean already. I'll just put some lubrication up the throttle cable, and I think this is going to be all that it's going to need. A little bit more. Just helps the oil move up and down if you do that with the throttle. A bit of gentle persuasion. It feels like new. Clean out all the excess. I'm sorry if my hand's blocking the view, I'm just doing it so that try not to get it everywhere. Yeah, it's clean anyway, but I'll give it a little blowout. A little bit of moisture in there. And then that is good to go. Now that the throttle cable's all clean and the housing's all clean, just reconnect everything exactly how it come apart. Oh, excuse my hands. So all that's left to do now is put the carburetor back together, fit the air filter, just put it back together and give it a test. Carb's all done now, back together. Just going to put them back on. So this is what I was on about with the crankcase pressure. That little diaphragm in there gets controlled by the engine. So just put him on. A bit fiddly. So you've got that pipe down the bottom. It's a bit difficult to see, but you've got to basically push the pipe down to get it started, and then it just sort of pops itself on. All the pipes are on. Throttle cable's on. Oh, it feels lovely. Right. This has all been cleaned, obviously. Where's my little pliers? Just hold the pipe, push that. I've got some nuts here. That's a good start, isn't it? Put them on a bit of the way there and get both of them on. I think the general rule with everything is you always try and tighten stuff up evenly, so a bit on each. Snug that one down. That's snug, so bit of tighten, bit of tighten. New air filters in. We've got this little cover here, which just sits like that. We've got these little screws. Again, just get one in to hold him in place. This next one's a bit tricky because he's a little bit deeper, but that's it. In he goes. That's it, just a little snug. Cover goes on. Yeah, everything's good. So the cover on. You've got another 3 self-tappers. STIHL's favourite, everything's self-tapper. 1, 2, 3. That's done. Air filter's all the air filter cover's all clean. So I'll put him on. I'm going to put my own fuel in because there's not a lot left of this, and there is some bits in there, so it doesn't hurt to put my own in. So we've given everything a little clean. Put a little bit of fresh in there. That'll do. We don't want to give them a full tank of fuel. So put the fuel in, and then we go outside for a start up and a tune. Right, just get some fuel in there. So 3 primes of fuel once you've pulled it through. It's ticking over nicely. So you want some more fuel on the high, I can already tell. Close.